Hi everybody, my name is Nancy. Welcome to my, I guess you could call it Health Coach's Corner. I'm your health coach, your host. I want to talk about personal growth and self-development because that is like one of the biggest pillars of self-care you can give to yourself. It's one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself because it really allows you to be more mindful in any areas of your life, whether it's habits that you want to crowd out with something that's better, whether it's every action that you're taking every single day, whether if it's more positive or negative, like just being more self-aware of your everyday actions, your everyday habits that ultimately shapes your everyday life, your quality of life. So every single day I'm it's a must for me. It's like a non-negotiable where I must listen to something that will help me grow and be the best version of myself. And I think these Facebook lives that when I come on, I currently I come on 3 times a week by myself. I really want to increase that every single weekday. But for now, I'm on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, and my mission or my intention is to share with you what I'm currently learning, and in hopes that it inspires you to like maybe resonate with what I'm teaching or what I'm learning and what I'm sharing. So right now, what I'm learning, and this all started like, my goodness, like I would even say right at the beginning, like of my journey towards health and well-being, when I was suffering from anxiety. I got into the personal growth and self-development and mindfulness practice and spiritual practice just to help ease my own anxiety. And then I've gotten so many aha moments along the way that I've always had the urge to share with others, because my whole mission is just to help end suffering. I mean, life is suffering in itself. So if I can help dampen that suffering somehow, then my mission is across, is complete. So I think which is one of the reasons why I've added personal growth and self-development in my online course, because in my health coaching course, because I find that yes, nutrition is a huge part of our health and well-being, but you also need to integrate personal growth and self-development, only because you can eat very healthy and you can exercise daily, but if you don't have that last pillar of self-care and of having a daily practice of mindfulness and developing yourself and growing into the best version of yourself, then it doesn't necessarily mean that you're ahead when it comes to living your best life, a life that you truly desire and deserve. Because with awareness, you can then do something about it. You have that power, because knowledge is power. So the more you know, the more you have that power to do something about it. And so usually when I work out first thing in the morning, this is something that it's my time, it's my hour of power. That's something when I listen to something that that will help me or inspire me to grow into the best version of myself. So with that being said, that is the thing that I want to talk about, is because one of the things that I listened to over and over again that really resonates with me is really like the different brainwave states. And the reason it's important to learn that is because when you study the brain, it gives you that power to align your actions and habits in a way that would best serve your productivity, in any areas of your life, really, like whether you're working on different goals or aspirations, or whether you want to be productive in any areas of your life, whether it comes with relationships, whether it comes with your finances, with your health, with just your self-worth, like your self-esteem, everything in any areas of your life. I think it really does stem from understanding your state of mind, your mindset. So that's essentially what I want to talk about today. So there are 4 different brainwave state. So there is the delta and the delta, which is basically when you're awake. So that's basically like right now when you're awake, you're in delta state. And then you have your, oh, sorry, I've got it all wrong. So there's 4 brain waves state. There is beta, which is when you're awake. Beta is when you're awake, sorry. Delta is when you're really fast asleep. And then the theta and alpha is when it's in between the awake and fast asleep. So usually, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because once you understand this concept, you can really create wonderful things for yourself. So theta and alpha is, in other words, basically it means relaxed awareness. So when you're in that state, that's when you can be most productive, and that's when you can be most creative. Because when you are in those states, that's why, like, if you notice, when you're about to go to sleep or you wake up in the middle of the night and you have this amazing idea, that's theta and that's alpha. That means you're in between being like in the cycle of being awake and fast asleep. That's theta and alpha. So oftentimes we have such an amazing idea and we basically we become too lazy to get up and write it down. And then the next morning you've forgotten about it. It happens often because the next morning when you go about your day, we're often in the state of reactivity. We react to our environment. We're often distracted. We're often stimulated. So that puts us into the state of delta. Did I get that right? Sorry, beta. I wrote it down because I'm literally learning about this as I speak about it because I think it's mind blowing. So sorry. Delta. So basically, when you're in a state of beta, when you're in a state of awakeness, your brain is going 100 miles an hour. So it's not time to be in the creative mode and being productive. You're more so into the state of reactivity. So when that happens, which I mentioned that in the middle of the night or as you're going to sleep, as you're about to fall asleep, you come up with all these ideas. I really encourage you guys to get up and write down those ideas, because then you've anchored that down, and that could be like $1 million idea. You never know. Or it could serve your health if that's what you're thriving for. Anything really. It's because you've when you're meditating, or that's why meditation is so good, because it puts you in that theta and alpha state of mind, that relaxed awareness. And then when you're in that state of mind, that's when you get most creative, and that's when you come up with all these wonderful ideas. So yes, it helps with reducing stress and anxiety, but it also enhances your creativity and it fosters memories. So that's why meditation is so amazing. And that's I've learned that through personal growth and self-development, is learning how to meditate every single day. Other things too, if you'll notice that when you're in the shower, you come up with those ideas. That happens to me a lot. Actually, most mornings, a lot of people are asking me, like, how do you come up with these ideas for your morning show every single day? Like, you've been doing it. We've been doing it now for over a year now. And oftentimes those ideas will just come to me in the shower, and then we just talk about it. So it's a lot. It has a lot. Like, there's a lot to be said about those brain waves, and it's really fascinating to learn about your brain, right? I mean, think about it. But the thing that stops or stunts our creativity, our productivity, is when when you first wake up in the morning and you reach for your phone, then automatically that puts you in the beta state of mind where you are just awake and you are in reactivity, and you if like basically if you look at your phone and you've received some upsetting news or some bad news, then automatically that just takes over your whole day. So that's why, like, basically the message behind today's health coaching session would be to, if you can, it takes a lot of discipline at first, but if you can, use your phone first thing in the morning to, in a way that would serve you, to grow, to discover new things about yourself, to develop new things about yourself. Whether you want to improve your health, whether you want to improve your relationship, your finances, your spirituality, your mindfulness, any areas of your life. If you want to, first thing in the morning, where you're most impressionable, you're in that relaxed awareness where it's easier to absorb all kinds of information. I would encourage you to use your phone where you can learn, because you're in that state of mind. That's when you're in a state of learning, like you're grasping on to. You're like a sponge. You're gonna learn so much quicker and faster. So whatever you want to learn, whatever you're aspiring to, I suggest using your phone as a force for that, for good, for in a way that would serve you, instead of right away going to social medias or texts or emails or things like that where you're basically training your brain to be in reactivity, where you're reacting to your environment, and you're also training your mind to be distracted. So if you are suffering from I think I am suffering to this degree where it's easy for me to be like lose my attention, like my attention span is very easily, what am I saying? Like basically, like if you're suffering from a mild ADD, like attention deficit disorder, I wouldn't necessarily call it a disorder per se, but if you're like squirrel minded, then using your phone first thing in the morning really fuels that part of your brain. So knowing that, then that gives you that power to do something about it. So first thing in the morning, what I do is I either write or work on my projects. Like lately I've been working on improving my online course. I write in my journal. I have my journal here, my daily planner of how I want to show up today. What goals do I want to achieve? What can I be excited about today? Who can I surprise with a note, or a gift, or a sign of appreciation? All those things is just it's all structured in this daily planner of how I want to show up, and what kind of what kind of day do I want. And so all these things, so my discipline is to not reach for my phone and go on the socials right away, because then that really does train your brain to be in reactive mode. And like I mentioned, like if something that's unpleasant, or if you go on socials and you're seeing more bad news, and then you react to that, then it just trains you to be distracted and reactive. And that's just, it's not good to start out your day that way. It's really good to start your day where you can be more productive, be more creative. If you're working on something, continue working on that. Go out for a run, listen to something that's going to inspire you to work towards what you're working on, whether it's your health, whether it's a goal, not a goal, but like, well, yeah, it could be a goal, or like any projects that you're working on. Use that first thing in the morning, because you're most impressionable first thing in the morning. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you. Personal growth is a real thing, and it's really it really does work in your favor if you can use that pillar of self-care, include that in your everyday life, and you are going to see the shift. You're going to see a shift in the quality of your life. So before I go, if you have any questions for me or comments, please feel free to write it down, and I'll answer or engage with you to the best of my knowledge. And I hope this health coaching session served you well for today. I'm going to be coming on tomorrow afternoon at 3 to talk about what I'm learning tomorrow. I'll share that with you. I just love it. I'm into this like, as soon as I listen to something that's super like, that I can resonate with, and that's like, oh my God, you get all these aha bing moments. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait to share with all of you, because it's, why would you, why would you hold that in? You want to share it with the world so you can improve the world, right? So yes, it's super interesting, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time and your energy. And I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow morning for our morning show at 7:15 with Rock and I, where we share a little bit of humor, a little bit of insight, and it's just so much fun doing it. And I'm really happy that you guys are tuning in for that. And I'll be coming on tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock as well. So have yourselves a great Wednesday, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Cheers.